now you're going through some pain. You're going through some trials and tribulations, these parts of your life where you're unhappy. Maybe you're getting up and you have to go straight into work. Maybe you're getting up, you have to go straight into doing your workouts and all these self-improvement habits and all of these things. And it's getting to the point where you're starting to feel drained. You are really considering turning back and going back to being in that place you were in before. Let me tell you guys that this pain that you're going through, this pain is the pain of change. I like to think of pain as the idea of us being alive, of us still having a chance to actually go do something. Your legs are sore because, maybe you went on a run the other day and now you got to go hit legs today. That's the pain of knowing that you can still hit that workout. We have this idea that, we always have, we're always trying to avoid pain. Whenever I first started lifting, whenever I first started doing all of these self-improvement habits, my biggest concern was not to try to be better at things, but rather to avoid pain. I had this assumption that, me working out, me talking to more people, me doing this, me doing all these improvement habits, I thought these things would help me avoid pain. But let me tell you guys, I still feel equal amount of pain as I did previously before. The idea is not to avoid pain, but find the ones that you enjoy solving. For instance, I'll go to the gym, I'll be sore as shit, and then I'll go again the next day to go work out. It hurts. It's painful. It's not easy to go to the gym whenever your whole body is sore, but I know that this is the thing that's going to change me. See, you need to ask yourself a question right now is what kind of pain do I want to feel? I like to think there's two main ones. It's the pain of change and the pain of rejection, or the pain of really just not taking action, projection slash not taking action. Let's just say avoidance. But which pain do you want to feel? The pain of changing, the pain of going up and talking to the girl even if she doesn't like you, the pain of going to that workout even when all your body and your mind is telling you you don't want to, or do you want to feel the pain of going through that hell you were in before? You, me, all of us who's watching this, who's on this journey, we were all in hell in our life. You might be in hell right now. You might be in a spot where you wake up and you don't know why the hell you got out of bed. You wake up and you don't have any direction for where you want to go at. We've all been through hell. We're all going to be through hell again. The goal is not to avoid. The goal is not to avoid this because ultimately you're going to be through hell. A blade cannot be tempered without first going into the fire. You have to go through pain, brother. Which pain do you want to feel? The pain of making change, of becoming stronger, becoming a better man, being that man that you wanted to be, that you told yourself? Or do you want to go back and be that guy who is dragged down in hell? Because let me tell you, is that a lot of the things in life is just a shit test. It's just a test to see that if you are really the man that you aspire to be. And a lot of the times right now, you might not completely be that man. And so you are going to fall. You are going to make mistakes. You're going to want to turn away whenever you're going to want to turn away and take your hand off the stove whenever it gets hot, obviously. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is that eventually, over time, you start to become more accustomed to the pain. You start to become more resilient. And then eventually you don't want to turn away. You understand that to make the biggest change, you have to go head first into it. Life is full of shit tests, brother. Life is full of so many tests to see if you really are the man you cut out to be. I could name you guys a million examples in my life of stuff like this happening with girls, with working out, with me trying to start a business. There's so many instances in our lives where we tested to see if we are this man that we say we want to be. Now, when you do fall, because you will, ultimately you're going to fall. You're either going to fall now or you're going to fall later on. You are going to, multiple times more likely. When you do, pick yourself back up and go back into it. Do not be like a crab in a barrel where you're being dragged down by somebody else or by something else, whatever it is. Don't let this old version of yourself bring you down. Don't let these negative people around you bring you down. You gotta suffer. To stop listening to these people telling you, oh, maybe you should have like a self-help day where you don't do shit. Since when the hell have those days helped us out? I used to cope with that. I used to think that those days where, what, maybe you're overstressed and you're unhappy with everything, and taking these days where you just don't do anything. You go sit on your bed and you go lay down and watch, like, I don't know, a TV show. I used to cope and think these things were good for me. But then the next day when I had to go back and I was basically avoiding the problem that I had to go do anyways, I would be unhappy again. You understand what I'm talking about, right? Those days where you don't do anything and you're thinking, you know what, today I'll just relax. Since when have those days actually helped us out? They never helped me out. Whenever I was sick, whenever I was lying down in my bed, like being absolutely sick with with a fever of 103, feeling like I was throwing up all the time and having to go to the bathroom all the time. Whenever I lost weight, I still sat down at my computer and was grinding my workout. Because you know what? I can't. I can't function like that. And eventually, right now, maybe you're disagreeing with me, but I promise you that if you seriously want to become this man, this guy who can actually crush out the work, the one that people look towards whenever they need help, you have to develop this mentality. You have to bear the pain. As men, we have to bear pain. You cannot become a man without succumbing to some scars, gaining some scars along the way. These pains. It's what shows our growth. So before you decide to quit, maybe it's before you decide this is too hard, take a step back and ask yourself, what kind of person, the guy that I want to be, what would he do right now? Reorganize yourself. Don't sit here and cope and say I'm just going to go watch this TV show. No, be a man. Sit down, sit back, recollect your thoughts, contemplate on the best way to approach things, and then come back to it. Look for the advice from other people because most of the time that's all we really need is just somebody who's been in the same circumstance we have. We just need to hear a word from what they have to say. That's all I have for you boys.